Hi everyone, thank you for stopping by and welcome back to my channel. And if this is your very first time on this video or any of my video, then I make videos on the topic of burnout, especially after the age of 40, because that is the age group which I represent. Although the videos are equally applicable to slightly younger age groups of people, from 30 to 35 or even slightly older age groups of 45 to 50 plus as well. So if you are interested in topics like these, please stay and watch the video till the end. And I'm sorry if I'm looking a bit tired because it's quite late in the night. It's almost 15 past 12, so that is like 12:15 in the midnight. And but I have to wait for the house to become quieter, especially for my little daughter to go to sleep, so that there are no distractions or background noise in my videos. All right, moving on. So the topic of today's video is going to be quite similar to my previous video, where I made a video on the topic of being nice and its repercussions and what actually is the real problem, and what are the solutions. So today's video is also going to be on same lines, and today I'm going to discuss the issue or the concept of gaslighting. Now, many of you would already be aware of what gaslighting means, but those of you who do not know or who have heard this term for the very first time, I don't know the dictionary definition, but the basic definition is when someone tries to manipulate you by telling you something with an hidden agenda. So there's nothing new in this. It has been happening with everybody or almost all most humans since since the time even before we were born 100 years ago, even before that also. But in today's day and age, it has definitely, the chances have gone up because it's all like digitally connected era. And so we all are like influenced by the digital platforms, and platform like YouTube also, in some way or the other. But the core basic nature of humans has like remained the same. So but the frequency of being gaslighted by someone may have gone up. So that's why I thought of making this video. Now, if you ask me, even 1 year ago, 2 years ago, I did not know this term, but I think it started coming up on social media quite often. So that's how it caught my attention. And when I got to know what actually it means, then I thought, okay, this is like not a new concept. So it has been happening with many people. So to begin the video, um, why it is important for people like us, who are like over 40, to know what gaslighting means and how to avoid it. Because what actually happens is, gaslighting happens when you are having some sort of a vulnerability, or you are in a state of confusion, or let me put it very simply, that you are not very confident or feeling confident about yourself. Maybe you are in a difficult situation at that time when you are being gaslighted, or you are simply being naive, or simply being very kind, and the other person uh, tells you something or says something and quietly manipulates you without even you getting to know about it. And it is only after the damage has been done, then you come to know that you had been manipulated, or may I say gaslighted. So, and it is way too common, than you think. It can happen at your workplace, it can happen at your school, your college, or your university. It can even happen at, say, in a professional setting, or like if you go to, say, a doctor's place, especially, or if you go to like a hospital. As you would be aware, although this video is not against any particular profession or any race or religion or none of that thing, but just to explain to you where I'm coming from. So to give you an example of gaslighting, let's suppose, since I am from India, but I live in Melbourne, Australia for quite some time. But when I was in India, like if you happen to go to, say, a private clinic or a private hospital, and unfortunately, if you had to go there, so you would you would know that how they can quietly manipulate you by telling you that if you do not take this procedure, or if you do not opt for this test, etc., then chances are that there could be some adverse outcomes if any of your close relative is admitted. So if you look closely, what actually is that? So that's like a quiet manipulation or gaslighting. And in that situation, you are so much vulnerable. So most of the people like given to that manipulation very easily, unless you have like a support of like a very wise person or a very influential person. There are like high chances that you will give in to that. So you I hope you got the point. Some other examples are also like when and I think this is way too common. For example, if you are interested in watching, say, a particular movie, and you ask a friend or a couple of your friends that let's go and watch this movie, but they are not in the mood at that time, and they tell you that the movie is not good, or they heard that the reviews are not good, etc., etc. But the next moment you see that those very friends have gone to watch the same movie, and you see like a Facebook post or an Instagram story or whatever. So at least this has happened with me long ago. And needless to say, it felt really bad. And I'm pretty sure if something like this has happened with you also, you would feel really bad. And there can be innumerable examples. It can be about if you want to go to a particular restaurant, or or on say a movie date or whatever. If I'm talking about when you are single and not yet married, but say in a relationship. So, and if you reach out to your romantic partner about say going on this particular date, and they make up some excuse, or they tell you a different story, but the next moment you see that they have gone to the very same restaurant with say a group of their friends or another best friend. So this is also an example of quiet manipulation or gaslighting. But I mean, these are still, I would say, harmless, sort of, at least these two examples of like going on a movie or going for that restaurant, and like these are still harmless examples. The first example which I gave you of that doctor or the private hospital, that is still, that can still give you some sort of a setback in terms of you might end up spending money which was totally not required, and also the mental trauma or the fear of the worst outcome when nothing of that sort is expected based on all the medical reports. Um, in like much more closer personal setting, it can this sort of a behavior can come from anywhere. It could be, say, your spouse, your parents, maybe your children if they are old enough, your other family members, your neighbors. So you have to be wise enough to understand what actually the hidden agenda is. Most of the time, the root cause of being gaslighted is The other person is like more selfish, I would say. Why I'm saying selfish? Because they somehow are not happy with the idea that you get to experience something when they cannot. So that is one reason. The other reason is they have some sort of an insecurity, or there could be some sort of a personality flaw in them. So but the only good thing is, like, most of us are, have been given this, I would say, like a feature, or a characteristic, or an intuition by God or nature, that we can see patterns. Like, if we get to see the same sort of a behavior from, say, a particular set of people, then we make our own conclusions that what is actually going through. So, but there are quite a few people who still do not understand, and they fall into this trap again and again. So this video is for, like, those people. And I just want to add that it is not that if I know about this concept, that I'm like foolproof, or if you know about this concept, that you are foolproof. But the idea is to, elevate the level of protection around you. So, like, these days, we, on the online platforms, we are strongly advised by all the, say, website, wherever we have signed up, to use like two-factor authentication or multi-factor authentication. So similarly, to prevent yourself from being gaslighted, you also have to have some, like, 2 3 layers of authentication, so that you do not get easily manipulated, and you do not either lose a chance, or you do not take up an opportunity which should not have been taken in the first place. So, with that message, I want to end this video. If you have got any value out of it, I'll will be more than happy. And yeah, I will see you in the next video. Till then, take care and goodbye.